It was just a moment. It was a moment in maybe I think I can definitively say the best game I've ever witnessed as a fan, as an announcer, whatever. Game six, obviously, we're talking about 2011 and the Cardinals coming back twice and tying twice and then winning, and David Freese hitting the home run. I never knew why I specifically made that call the way I did, kind of trying to mimic exactly how my dad called it, until I think it was during the pandemic, and I was watching MLB Network and they had a replay of the game, and I was watching it. And early in the game, the trivia question was about that moment. And I'm sitting there next to Tim, and Tim says, "Yeah, partner, and your dad said that will see you tomorrow night." And so it was bouncing around in the back of my head. It was our trivia question, like who hit the home run. It was basically 20 years to the day to force a game seven for the Minnesota Twins. And we all know. And so that was in my head. And then when Freese hit it, you read the outfielder and you have that moment like, all right, what's coming out of my mouth now? And it just came out. And I tried to not only use the same words, but kind of use the same intonation and use the same cadence that my dad had, because I knew that if my dad was alive and he had passed away 9 years before that, he would have been in the booth next to me with a St. Louis kid hitting a game seven, forcing a home run in the World Series. And it would have been, he would have been in tears. And so it was kind of a tip of the cap to him. And, you're making all those decisions in very little time. But I think that's why I did it and why it felt appropriate. And like I said, after the fact, I don't want to continue being a Jack Buck cover band and just keep doing his calls. I sure could. Maybe it would have gotten in earlier, but that was one that I'm glad it came out.